Hey assemblies, it's Deligracy here for reals this time. I hope you guys enjoyed my April Fool's video speed build. That was actually my sister, that wasn't me, and a lot of you guys were quite confused thinking my voice had gone really weird, but I promise it is me this time for the second episode of Let's Renovate an Apartment in the late night expansion pack. So basically I was so excited on the last video. I got the best feedback ever because you guys educated me about The Sims and told me there's actually a cheat that allows you to change the walls and the windows in a late night apartment, which I had no idea you could do. So that is awesome. And as you can see, I'm kind of fiddling around with adjusting the walls now that I figured out I can. Well, you guys told me I can, and having so much fun with that. Also, you may notice that this is a little bit different to normal, how I usually do the Let's Renovate series. Usually I do it in real time and am commentating as I do it, but right now we're actually watching back at double the speed, 2 times the speed, which actually isn't too fast of what I was doing renovating it. The reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted to try out something new and I really want your feedback on it. I really do, to see if this is better and easier to watch for you guys, because I've been getting a few comments here and there that it's really annoying or frustrating watching me because I can be very indecisive, and the reason why that is because you're watching it in real time, and it's also, in case you guys haven't tried it before, it's actually quite difficult to commentate your thought processes as you're making them, and it can take a little bit longer, the decision making. So let me know in the comments down below if you prefer watching it like this, that I'm commentating over what I've done at almost real-time speed, or if you prefer me doing it at real-time speed and commentating as I do it. I would love to know, because we could go either way depending on what you guys like. But yeah, as you can see, I've really extended the bedroom here. It's much bigger, much bigger, and I can tell you guys right now, this entire apartment is totally gonna change, okay? Get ready for it to be completely changed. The awesome feedback on the last video. A lot of you guys really didn't like the green couch. The green couch was an absolute crisis, apparently. So, I've definitely taken that on board because it was very strongly voiced, and that's not a bad thing. I love constructive criticism because Simlies, you guys are always really constructive and nice about it. I've never received any mean comments or anything like that, so that's all good. Touch wood, because YouTube can be an interesting place, as we all know. But anyway, here we are changing the lounge room. A lot of you guys said it was too dark, you couldn't see out the view of the beautiful windows, but because we have a bigger apartment to work with now, we're actually continuing having the lounge room at the start there, but it's all open and nice with lots of natural light. And the kitchen, which I thought was a gallery kitchen, I think you guys told me it was a galley kitchen, if I pronounced that correctly. That's staying because I love the idea of a galley kitchen. I adore them. I really want one in my actual house. One day I think they flow really nicely with floor plans because you walk straight through, and so I definitely wanted to keep that. And here we are rearranging the lounge room a little bit, and I love the fact that we've just moved that door over and we've been able to put in extra windows. One of the main things that came with the late night expansion pack is this grand piano, which is beautiful. So I thought, you know what, we gotta put that in there because we are trying to use only late night expansion pack things, although there will be a couple of other expansion packs or maybe store content chucked in here and there, but I'm really trying not to use too much of it. And I really like the idea of this entire apartment being a studio apartment, meaning that the only separate room is the bathroom, so it's all open plan. The bedroom is essentially, with this division wall I put in, it's cut off from the rest of the house, but then it's still in the same room technically. And I really like that. I'm inspired by probably Sex and the City, Carrie's apartment, that studio apartment feel. I really love that. So I'm thinking of keeping it all open, and yeah, also just putting in some placement things, okay? We're not going to leave the kitchen counters like that. We're not going to have the lights that I've chosen like this. That is just purely to get an idea of the lighting of the apartments, and also the idea of kind of how much space we have to work with. That's why we're putting in kind of random dining tables and whatnot. Putting in windows here. Of course, I'm using base game windows, so there are no problems if you guys want to download this. I accidentally nearly put a university window in, but it's okay, save the day. The bedroom, I'm not really sure how we're going to go about that. I mean, we'll get to that later on in the series, but that wall we've put in there is going to be very important. That sectional wall on the right, not sectional wall, but the two walls side by side, parallel, in the darkened area. That's a very important aspect of this apartment. I'm not sure if you guys can guess what that is going to be, but it is absolutely necessary, okay? Absolutely necessary. Looking forward to that part. But we'll get to there soon, of course. Yep, just, thinking about putting a platform where the bed is. I don't know, I thought that was kind of a cool idea. We'll see if we want to keep that. Maybe, we'll see. And I love putting windows in the corner of rooms. I think it looks so cool. Like, they're just really nice when the wall is kind of staring straight out onto the open city, shall we say, and there's not really a corner obstructing that view. Also, this kitchen was looking pretty thin because I've started putting in some walls to kind of cut it off. Even though it's got an open kind of archway there, it was looking quite skinny, so I think we're about to kind of open it up a little bit. And almost removed the elevator there, and I was like, hold on, we are not going to be able to get up to the apartment if we do that. There's the carpets, which, gosh, I was struggling with those carpets in the last episode. So many comments on whether we had a lace carpet, whether we had a polka dot carpet, but we actually completely changed it. And I promise I'm not going to do a drastic change like this again in the series because, we're working together on this one. We're gonna, I'm taking on your ideas and I want to use them. So yeah, this is the most drastic change that is going to happen because I didn't realize there was the cheat to open up the entire apartment, the floor plan, and two, because there was such a strong reaction to the green couch. Oh, the green couch. Absolute crises, but that's okay. There were a few people who liked it, but more didn't. Another person commented that I should use the sectional sofas from Late Night because that was a massive thing that came with the expansion pack that really allowed you to try a whole new or introduce a whole new aspect to your lounge areas in The Sims, which is really cool. There's been a few more sectional sofas since then, but this was kind of the first expansion, I believe, to have introduced them. So, of course, what a good idea to use it. And sectional sofas are so useful for when you're dealing with small spaces. If you watched my, the Harbour View Apartments collaboration with the Sim Supplier, which I furnished on his channel, I use sectional sofas a lot in that, and that is because there was limited space in the apartments, and that was the easiest way I felt to furnish them. So I was kind of excited to use them again because I totally forgot about them. But anyway, we're just kind of fiddling around with the space here, trying to find out, what the best orientation is to kind of allow the Sims to be able to walk past through the entrance there beside the piano, and also check out the lounge room on the way. I'm really happy with the orientation of this house. I agree with you guys, it was a bit closed off and a bit dark before. It was difficult though with the space, but now we've gone crazy and opened it up to this gorgeous apartment. I really do want to live here. I really, really do. It would be so cool. Yeah, this is like my dream New York apartment pretty much. And it actually turns out to be quite feminine in a way for you male viewers. This is quite a feminine renovation. But I will say that we are keeping in mind our client, Eleanor, I think it was. We have to keep her in mind because she's pretty glamorous. We did learn in the last episode, so we're catering for her. In another, in a next season of this, depending what we do, I might go for a more masculine theme as a change. So we're gonna go feminine this time, and we're going with like a pinstripe pinstripe pattern on the wall. I thought it was really cool to kind of keep the geometrics happening from the last episode, but in a more feminine kind of way. A lot of you guys were very keen on the idea of a purple being introduced with green, and I have a little bit of an obsession with the color mint at the moment, so I thought purple and mint go really well together. But you'll see in a second, of course. Also playing around with the color of the couch here, the sectional sofa, and I kind of go for this grey color, kind of a grey linen texture. That texture is actually one of my favorites from the fabric swatches. Definitely a fave there. But I also wanted to, halfway through the couch, put in, for a bit of fun, a pattern, like a cow pattern, which is definitely a bit kitsch. It's fun, but there was that element of fun in the last apartment that wasn't, like, it's still glamorous, but at the same time, it's got a very unique and playful tone about it. So I thought it was cool to, play around with that idea with this animal print. Oh gosh, got rid of that green straight away, nobody freak out. And it's actually quite subtle in the end. The grey's quite light, so it's not overpowering, but it's a little bit of a hint of I don't know, what's the word? Playfulness, I suppose. And yeah. Also, I'm kind of loving that light there. I know it's faded, but I love the chandelier. There's so much glam in this. It's great. Very, very divalicious, of course. Trying out having the zebra pattern there, but I was like, it was very, very busy and a very, very harsh clash with the pinstripe on the wall. Very, very harsh indeed. Someone actually mentioned the pinstripe idea in the last video as well. So thank you for that. That was a lovely idea. Putting in some carpets here, just layering the circular ones. I don't know if you can actually do that with the move objects on cheat turned off. I'm not sure if you can layer them, but you can with it on in any case. I kind of constantly have move objects on in my gameplay anyway, so sometimes I don't really know what you can do without it. But anyway, of course we weren't going to keep the carpets as they are because not a fan. So we were going into fabrics again, and at first I was going to go with this kind of grey, very plain grey colour, and that gives a very muted palette, but of course it's meant to be glam and feminine, so we had to turn it up a notch, and I love this mint colour. I love mint. I don't know what it is with mint at the moment, but it's really got me very excited. I think because I was looking at a lot of graffiti the other day. I was in Melbourne. I was going to a printer's to print off some stuff. But anyway, that's beside the point. And there was a ton of graffiti around that I took photos of on my iPhone. And it was actually blue and mint colors. And I was just really excited by it. Here we're introducing the lilac on the wall here, which I think is better than the peach color. Lilac is has actually been announced by Pantone. Pantone, the company, as the color of the year 2014. So I suppose you'll be seeing lilac pop up a little bit more than usual on the fashion runways, as well as in interior design or the entire design industry, because Pantone is a very powerful company in terms of paint swatches and forecasting trends, in case you didn't know that. So there you are, guys. There is a little bit of a educational tip regarding the design industry in the world. But anyway, oh gosh. Sometimes I have such a dag, it is true. But yeah, this is kind of lightening up the walls there. I really wanted to stick with the grey. I know a couple of people weren't as keen on the grey, but I don't know, I really like it. Tried out another tip that one of you had of layering the chandelier there, so there was some extra bulbs on it or candles on it, which is quite nice. I'm not sure if I keep it though. I can't remember if I thought it was too busy. Putting a shelf under the TV here, and I was struggling with the TV area a bit because in a little while I start getting really... We'll get there. I won't go ahead, but I was getting a bit frustrated with that area. Wanting to put a stereo underneath it, but I felt like it was too cramped. I kind of like the trio of shelves underneath it. But anyway, this is a part where I wanted to change it up. I was trying to use constrained floor elevation cheat to create a shelf similar to what I did in the Verity speed build, my last actual speed build other than the April Fool's one, where I kind of used split leveling to create shelving through using floor tiles, which I thought would have been perfect here, but it doesn't actually allow you in the apartment building to use constrained floor elevation, which you'll see in a second. I'm trying to draw out, even though there's like so many objects in the way, I'm trying to draw out the walls, and there is someone mowing outside my window. I apologize if you can hear that. But it didn't work. I couldn't put the floor tiles on, so therefore I couldn't lower that level with the stairs, so I couldn't do that. So then I turned constrained floor elevation off, and then I tried to use the place freezes cheat, which is kind of an alternative to constrained floor elevation. There's a great tutorial that you can go to on Simified YouTube channel. Arthur has done a really great tutorial on freezes and how to use them. But it wouldn't work here either, just because of the fact we're in a high-rise building and The Sims doesn't allow it. Unless one of you very clever people know how to do that, I would love to know. Also putting in the late night fireplace here, deleting the top chimney so it doesn't stick out the top of the building. You would have also seen like a shiny ball up there, and that is one of the things that is shown after you put in the cheat to allow us to edit the apartment. That ball item I think is in Bidebug, and it actually allows you to black out certain apartments to create your apartment building. I love this yellow color on the fireplace. I think that's really, really, really cute. Ultra feminine. You know, we're going with these pastel colors and keeping it very light, very beautiful. I think Eleanor's gonna love this apartment. Definitely. I started putting plants in and then remembered we're trying to use late night content as much as possible, so I delete that in a second. And I always get confused with the late night icon and the 70s, 80s and 90s stuff pack icon because they're both purple. So that plant isn't actually from late night, but this one is the one with the pink flowers. Tried putting a green kind of vase there, but then there was just too matchy, so we go back to actually a marble, which I thought was very nice, having a marble vase there. Very sophisticated and classic, of course. And putting a painting on the wall here. It was slightly under that shelf, so we kind of rejigged the shelves around a little bit. I love the white shelves on the wall going horizontally against the vertical pinstripes. I think that's some lovely asymmetrical balance there. It just looks quite nice, I think. When you've got lines going against lines. And oh my gosh, the mowing person is getting closer. I don't know if my mic will pick that up, but it's really annoying. Anywho, crises with the old recording there. Now, these are some of the sculptures you can get with late night. This one's really pretty, but they didn't really seem to fit in the apartment too well. But I love this kind of wheatgrass plant there that came with late night. I usually like to put that in my kitchens, so that might actually appear in the kitchen again, but just for now, just to have a couple of objects up there, we have some late night things. I like the idea of a fishbowl as well, but it didn't fit on the shelf. And I love this plant. It actually was gifted to me through the what's it called? The new Spanish venue from the Sims 3 website. That venue also comes with the single rose that comes with the Bohemian Garden set. It came with that as well. But the funniest thing is that, or the loveliest thing that happened is the Australian Sim Points. By the way, that bird is not from late night that I just put on the shelf. Oh, and we're putting in a flamingo because I thought that was so kitsch and awesome, and I loved it in the apartment. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The Australian Sim Point purchasing option was down on the Sims 3 website. It was down for ages, but it's fixed now. And I was so keen to buy two venues, the Spanish one and the Bohemian Garden set. And I was like, oh, this sucks, I can't buy it. But then two amazing people actually gifted them to me. So I went to buy sim points today and I was like, I don't even need to buy anything because you lovely people have already given me such amazing gifts. So thank you again. I think I thanked you in the last video, but thank you again so much. Also, I put in this sectional coffee table into the sectional sofa. I thought that was cool. And some hints of orange here because I just like throwing in different colors into the mix. I don't like it when it's too matchy-matchy because I feel like it's not very realistic. I don't know, that's just me. And I really wanted a lamp on this table, and I thought this floor lamp through that table looked as if, I don't know, as if it was sitting on top rather than a floor lamp. Except the head of it's quite large, which is a bit of a problem. But I think I make it work. I think I do. I think it works in the end. We play around with a lot of colors here. Yeah, quite a lot of colors. But yeah, let me guys, please guys, let me know. Can talk English. Please let me know if you prefer this setup of presenting the Let's Renovate an apartment. If you like me talking over what I've already done with it almost in real time but slightly sped up, or if you prefer it if I commentate as I go, which is a little bit more difficult, but if it's more interesting to you guys, I'm happy to do it. I still have so much fun. So yeah, just let me know in the comments down below. And of course, what you think of the lounge room, what you think of where the apartment's going. And if you have any ideas for the kitchen, or I guess we'll move on to the kitchen next. I think we will. Unless we move on to the dining room, we'll just see how we go in the next episode. But I'm definitely enjoying this series a lot. I love the idea of doing an apartment. It's fun. Oh, I love that pattern, by the way. That really fun curly whirly pattern. Curly whirly? I don't know what it's called. And trying out this pattern here, which is a bit of a classic. It kind of always looks good, that one. I don't know why, but wherever you put it, it looks so awesome. And then I actually go crazy, a little bit controversial, and I try out a bright red base on the lamp just to throw a spanner in the mix. I don't know, I'm very much like that. I'm very much into throwing a pop of color in. But let me know what you think of that. Or there is the old black base, which is a classic. Absolutely. So yeah, but I don't know, I thought the red was really fun, and this apartment is meant to be fun. This Eleanor is an actress, so she's fairly affluent, she's successful and charismatic, and I think her apartment should definitely showcase those personality traits. Oh my gosh, the mower man like next door to my window is going absolutely psycho right now. It's like chainsaw massacre outside. I have no idea if you guys can hear that. I really don't, but hopefully you can't, because that's a little bit orkies. Anyway, this green chair, I really wanted to keep it. I couldn't part with the green chair, even though I do change the color in a second. So it has to stay. It's going to stay in this corner. The geometric chair will be staying in the apartment, guys. Just to remind us of where we have come from the original green couch, which so many people disliked. So here we are changing it to lemon, just to make sure there's no more controversy there. And I think that's quite nice. But we're coming to the end here. Let me know what you think, what you want to see next. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Oh, and by the way, if anyone knows where that shelf is from, I know it's a store item, but I think it could be from Roaring Heights. Please let me know, because it's actually a personal favorite of mine. But anyway, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I look forward to the next episode, and I'll speak to you soon.